everyone. So this section here is going to be pretty laid back. I'm actually sitting on my floor because the lighting is terrible because I'm not a professional. So yeah, so let's just jump right into it. So I was a gymnast for about 15 years. I started when I was 3. I stopped when I was 18. I never really had a workout plan or a nutrition plan. I kind of just went to the gym and went to practice, and that was it. And as far as food, I was working out 3 to 5 hours a day. So I could eat anything I wanted. I could eat massive portions, and I could, order hot wings to the gym and stuff like that. So I did. I was in high school, and I could get away with stuff like that. And it didn't really catch up with me too much until much further afterwards. So the last year and a half, 2 years is when I really gained a ton of weight. I was probably like 145 in high school. I was always heavier, just because I was more solid. But I was never uncomfortable with myself. And last year I really got uncomfortable with myself. I didn't want my arms to be straight down in pictures because they looked big, or, whatever it was. I hid under, big comfy sweaters and just tried to pretend like it wasn't happening and think, oh, summer's coming, it'll fall right off, like it always does. So then the summer of last year came around and it didn't fall off, to say the least. So I was super uncomfortable in a bathing suit. I barely went to the beach. The only time I was really outside was at my house, and I would, be in a tank top and shorts, and I never really wanted to be in a bathing suit or anything like that, and it was just really uncomfortable for me, which I'd never experienced. So it was kind of a weird time last summer, and then going into the fall and winter, I had some pretty significant, life events that kind of really hit me hard and brought back a ton of feelings that I haven't had in a very long time. So that kind of put me into this downward spiral of just staying home, eating. Sorry, my phone's going off. So I just stayed home and ate and sat and watched TV and didn't really do much. I didn't really go out, really kind of just stayed home and got fat, basically. And I started to get really depressed. And I've battled depression and anxiety for a long time, just for other reasons. But this time it was depression in myself. I was disgusted with myself. I knew how to pull myself out of those, depression waves. I don't know if anybody on here has depression, but for me it came in waves. And, around the winter time is when it got bad. And then normally around February, April is when I could pull myself out of it and I would be okay. This past February was not the same at all. I was really stuck, and just feeling disgusted with myself. I didn't feel good. And Zach is super, super supportive. He would have never said anything, and any time that I was I don't like my body, blah, blah, he never said anything negative, but he supported me when I wanted to, go to a doctor and try to get it fixed. So I went to my doctor, and she put me on antidepressants, which I haven't been on antidepressants since I was in high school. So 4 years of not being on antidepressants and being able to kind of pull myself out of my sad times to going and telling someone, hey, I really need help. So that was kind of a big eye-opener for me. And when I went to the doctor, they told me that I had high cholesterol. And that was super scary because my mom's side of the family, obesity runs like water over there. So hearing that I was 21 years old and had high cholesterol because of weight gain was really scary, and I never ever thought I was going to be this person that I became. I allowed myself to get fat, and I lost all motivation to get up and do stuff. I didn't want to wear makeup. I didn't want to get dressed up. Sorry, my dog is itching himself and the collar was going. But I didn't really want to get out of bed or anything. I just wanted to stay home and be sad, basically. So in February is when Valerie reached out to me, which is my coach. So she reached out to me and she was like, hey, I've got this cool workout program going. We have like a support group for it. You should try. So I thought she was spam, honestly, the first time. And I like kind of was just like, okay, whatever. And then she followed up with me again like a couple weeks later. And I was like, oh, like this is weird. I don't really know Valerie. I didn't really talk to her that much when we were in school. So I'll just ignore it and she'll leave me alone. It's just another one of those fads. And so during that time, after she had, kind of put the bug in my ear a little bit, a bunch of raps were going around my town, and it was belly wraps that would shrink your stomach, and it was weight loss pills that you drop 10 pounds in a week, and there was these shakes that you could just do, and it was I did them during high school, so I did them when I was in gymnastics, and they worked great for me because I was consuming a lot of protein, and then I was burning it off and gaining muscle, so they worked for me. So when I went back to them during this time of like not really knowing what to do with myself, all the extra protein just got stored up as even more fat, and I gained another 5 pounds in like a week. So that was super scary to me, and I was like, what the heck? This stuff is supposed to work. I'm done with these fad diets. So then I tried to eat healthy and work out on my own, and that just didn't work because honestly I would go into the gym, stare at all the equipment, and not really know what to do with it. Like I said before, gymnastics was my workout. I can't go and fling myself around a bar in the middle of a gym with a bunch of weights and a treadmill and, all of my gymnastics injuries. My hips and my knees are bad. So me running on a treadmill for half an hour was literally killing me. Like, I couldn't do it. So it was really tough because I didn't know what else to do. I tried to eat healthy. I tried to work out. Nothing really stuck. And then Valerie reached out to me again. So this time I was like, okay, what is this stuff? Like, let me hear your spiel. So she told me about the 21-day fix, and she was like, oh, it's the thing with those containers, and I was like, those containers. I've been trying to find those containers because I wanted to take my healthy eating and portion it out right because something's not working, it's not doing what I want it to do. So I was like, okay, I'll take the containers, but that's it. I don't want the shakes. I just want the workouts in the containers. So that was my biggest mistake. I got in, she got me all signed up. I got my package in the mail, and I was like, okay, good, ready to go. So I did it for like a day, and then, life got in the way, and I made excuses, and I didn't really pay attention to the group that she put me in for like support. I just kind of like let it sit on my timeline and just kind of go. And so then after that first challenge was over, she had messaged me again, and I was like, this girl already got her commission out of me. What is she doing? And she was like, so how did it go? And I was like, well, I was embarrassed. I quit. And I was embarrassed to tell her. And I was like, oh, this came up and that came up, and I just didn't really get a chance to dive in. And so I'm thinking, okay, this girl is going to freak out at me and be like, well, why didn't you do it, blah, 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 and I'm just not even going to pay attention. Like, I barely even know this girl. Like, what is she doing to me? So, her response shocked me. She said, that's okay, life happens. I was like, yeah, life does happen. She was like, we can just do it next round. Like, what are your struggles? What do you need help with? And that's when it really kind of clicked. I was like, wow, this girl actually cares about how I do in this group. Like, it's not like anything else that I've seen before where they sell you the wraps or they sell you the shakes and then you never hear from them again. So the next time I was like, okay, give me the whole shebang. Give me the shakes, give me the meal plan, give me the workouts, give it all to me, and put me in another group. So she did. And I did it for the full 21 days, and I lost 8 pounds. I was a little bit upset, honestly, with 8 pounds, because I didn't really see anything just yet. So then she told me, go and do your measurements. So I did my measurements, and I ended up losing 12 inches. So, my stomach had shrank, my arms had shrank, my legs had shrank, and I've always been solid, so I was working out again. So those muscles were rebuilding. So I lost probably, 10 pounds of fat and gained 2 pounds of muscle. So it kind of evened out a little bit to where it didn't seem like I was losing as much weight, but I could see it on my body. So I decided, I'm just going to throw the scale away and we'll just go with measurements from now on. So I did that for a little while, and it worked out well. So the next time I did it, I ended up losing like 24 pounds or something, and then now I'm up to 27 pounds. So I've lost a total of 27 pounds. I've lost a total of like 20-something inches. I lowered my body fat percentage. I lowered my, internal body age, because I have like one of those little scanner things that tell me. So that was good. So, I went from being depressed and unhealthy and scared of the future to, being a part of this group and being coached by this woman who really believed that I could do it. And after actually doing it, I was like, why didn't I hear about this thing before? It's eating healthy and working out. We were always told that that's how you're supposed to do it. So why didn't we think of that before? Why is somebody marketing this and somebody selling this and somebody teaching us how to eat and how to work out, and I don't know about it? So she was like, telling me all this stuff and about the company and about Beachbody, and that's when she told me that Beachbody is the company that put out Insanity and like P90X and the Brazilian butt lifts and all those crazy workouts, and I was like, oh, these people have been around forever. Like, this isn't just some like crazy thing that she's just coming up with. And so I was like, well, how do I sign up to be a coach? Like, I want to show people this. I want to tell people about this. It's literally changed my life. I know how to eat now. I know how to work out like a normal person. How do I sign up? So that April, so from February to April, I signed up as a coach, and so this is what I'm doing now. So I'm kind of just like sharing my story and helping people to see what worked for me. So obviously, like, to each their own, but this is just how it's helped me out. And I know for a fact that it's not some miracle pill, it's not some miracle wrap, it's not some miracle shake. It is eating healthy and working out. And this program shows you how to do that. So that's why I'm here now, and that's why I'm trying to get, more people involved with this, because it's something that I feel really good about, and that, I want to show people. So the challenge groups, those are like a whole nother egg in itself. The relationships that I have formed from those challenge groups are girls that I can see standing next to me, on my wedding day. That close-knit, like, bridesmaid type of friend that you just, you talk about your hard times, you talk about your good times, and either way they're there. And they're all in this one group, and we all go through the program together. So you start on day 1, you finish on day 21, everybody does it together. We share recipes, we share, what we had for lunch today, we share our struggles. Like, if somebody brought in a box of donuts to work, somebody would post it and be like, this is a major temptation. And then you would have 15, 20 girls just be like, you can do it. Don't throw it away. Don't eat that donut. You don't need a donut. All that crazy stuff, because they know that you're working towards this goal, because they're working towards the same thing. And if someone brought a box of donuts into their job, they'd want you to tell them, knock it off. You don't need a donut. You just worked out for half an hour. So that's the main part of this. And that's what really kind of drives me to share this with other people, because if I was doing it by myself like I was the first time when I quit on myself, I guarantee you this program probably wouldn't work for anybody, because everybody would just quit and just not have any motivation to go forward. But this program, paired with these groups that we're running, mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing, because you're going to have the confidence by the end of this to, have more people, have your sister, have your friend, have your boss join in with you, because you know how great this thing is, and how good it is at, like, teaching you how to do stuff. So, that is where I'm at now. Part of the coaching thing, which I won't go into too much about it because that's not what this is about, but part of their, like daily activities that you do as a coach is personal development. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically like reading or listening to a podcast or, just like self-help stuff. So that, has changed me quite a bit. So you'll see me like posting all this crazy like positive stuff, and it's because it's literally how I am now. I look at everything with a much more positive outlook because of this strength that this company has given me. So, I'm hoping that I can share that with you guys, and I'm hoping that you guys can, join me on this journey and join one of my challenge groups and make those connections with people that you probably wouldn't have met otherwise, and get healthy and fit in the same process, and know how to cook for yourself and how to, portion out your meals and plan out your day and get your workout in and drink enough water, and do it along with all of us. So it makes it a little bit more fun. So can't wait for the rest of this week, and I can't wait to show you guys all my fun stuff that I'm going to do. So comment below what your best takeaway was and what your favorite part or your favorite connection was in this video, and I'll talk to you guys later.